Hello everyone. This video is about fear and about the coronavirus and about how to aid your body in whatever you are feeling. It's about the understanding of, I don't know what this video is going to be about. I have these notes over here. I'm never good at let's write down what the meeting is going to be about. I just start talking and it comes out, and what needs to come out comes out. I have been struggling making this video because I have been struggling with the fear of the world, understanding the fear of the world, and wanting to stop the fear of the world. It's like, what is, for me, it's like I always see things differently. So I don't know how to take away the fear, but I think that, which I feel is so needed, but what I can do is help you all understand how to deal with sickness at this time if you get it, and what it all means. And, I don't know what all is going to come out in this video, but there's the beginning. How to take away the fear. I mean, I can make a whole video on that, right? I can understand why there's fear. I mean, if we think about it, what we've been told a million things in a million directions and not knowing which way to go. But what we have definitely been told is that stay in, or have a good chance you could die, or if you get it, you could kill the people you love. Or if you do get it and you end up in the hospital, you would be there alone. And then you could end up either cremated or in a mass grave, dying alone without any breath, I mean, and then the people that could get it are the older people. Then some people are getting it that are younger. Then we don't even know why the younger people are getting it. Then if you take anti-inflammatory, ibuprofen, Advil, you increase the virus. Then if you have diabetes or you have any health issues, like who that follows Western normal medicine, doctors, that's over, I mean, we're starting at the children these days, that does not have a medical diagnosis, right? So we're all feeling like we are we can catch this, right? That we have a great chance of dying. That's the fear that they've gave us. Or you could just be walking around giving it to everyone and killing everyone and causing everyone else to go through this most horrible thought of death we could imagine, right? Like, I guess there's others, I mean, maybe, but it's a pretty bad way to go, right? So of course there's going to be fear. But then it's like the reaction to the fear. And then what the fear does to our bodies, you know. But I don't know how to tell you all not to have the fear. All I can do is start talking and working with you and explaining what I know. This video you may relate to this video, you may not, but I feel like this is what I'm supposed to speak it, so I will. So first off, I guess I'll go into, let's see, my experience with it. So my experience started on actually, it started on March the 31st. Somebody's dinging me to death. Started on March the 31st. It started with 2 days of feeling like allergies. Like it was just allergies, nose running, things like that. Then on the 2nd, it felt like I had a cold. It was like, this feels like more than allergies, feels like I have a cold. I woke up on the 3rd and I thought I felt better. I was like, I feel better. And I was excited to go plant these flowers. So I started to go plant these flowers. And then I got diarrhea 3 times. I still didn't pay attention to it. I'm like, oh, well, my system's just cleaning it out, myself out, and happy to not be constipated. And I was going on with planting the flowers. Then, half an hour to an hour later, I get in the truck to go to Lowe's. It's like, whoo, I don't feel good. And these past 2 days, there was a lot of like pressure on my chest, like pressure. So then it was like more pressure. Then I get to Lowe's and it's like, whoo, I don't feel good. And it was like, felt like I was going to pass out, hot, pressure on the chest, exhausted. I can't think. Like I'm not even there, lethargic. So I don't even say anything, and the person I'm with can tell. So they're like, you need to go home and go to bed. And because, it's like if you get any kind of sickness, it's like, ooh, do you have that? Are you going to kill me? Or there's so much fear wrapped around it. So I go home and I just go in, I lay down. I'm just like, I am so exhausted. Like, I don't think I moved. I think I may have got something to eat and laid back down. So I wake up the next morning and it's like, at this point, my chest is like bruised, feels bruised, sore. Hurts when I breathe deep. Okay, so the next day we are on the 4th, Saturday. I wake up and I have the bruise and soreness, plus I have feels like a right where your arms meet your body, straight across, like a bar, a heavy weight, like you're lifting weights and they just laid it on your chest. Just right at that spot. It's almost like you could feel it on your skin. So, and my fever starts to go up at this point. Hadn't had a fever. Fever starts to go up at this point. I had been taking astragalus this whole time because astragalus is my go-to. It builds your immune system. It's great. I know it's reading it backwards. Astragalus, awesome. Builds your immune system. I use it for the kids. I use it for everything. So I was taking astragalus at this time. So I wake up, I have the bar on my chest, plus the fever's going up, plus I'm exhausted and I'm bruised in my lungs and so on. So, and I'm so tired, I don't even want to go to the car. So, but I'm going to go to the salt room. So I go to the salt room. My first session in the salt room, the bar is gone. The second session, my bruising and all starts to get better. I did 3 sessions back to back in the salt room. And by that, it was starting to get better. Then this was my ritual. I would go wake up, I would drink green tea, take astragalus, take vitamin D every other day, and I would go to the salt room for 3 hours. Then I would come home. I would go, God bless me with sunshine. I would come home, I would go in the field because with oxygen, breathing in the oxygen of the air and getting the sun. I would do that for an hour. I would come in and I would take an Epsom salt detox bath for an hour. So this is what I did on Saturday, and I thought, oh, I got this. It's going to be better. Woke up Sunday, worse. So, but I still continued this ritual. Also, I added in, I would spray everything with a spray, but put eucalyptus oil on my pillows, on my shirt, everything. I had a humidifier with eucalyptus oil in the air. I had the windows open so more oxygen would come in. I took astragalus 3 times a day. I watched my diet closely. All sugar, all bread, all dairy's got to go. That builds mucus. Very less, like almost a fasting. I would wait to eat in the morning so my body would fast, because when your body has nothing else to deal with, it can deal with you. So that's what I did. Then at night I would drink eucalyptus leaf tea. This is an antiviral, antibacterial. The salt room was antiviral, antibacterial, all antifungal as well. And the Astragalus is building the immune system. All of it is. All of it's detoxing you out, all the things I was doing. So lots of water, watching my diet with me. So moving to the 8th. So it was just like a constant heaviness. Fever was up and down. Actually, the next day it went into my ribs and back. And it felt like, oh, I've been run over by a car. Like it hurt to move. It hurt to breathe. It hurt enough to make me cry. And I'm pretty good with pain tolerance. So that happened. It was just all over the place. It was like it would be here. Your fever would be up. Your fever would be down. But it was never a really high fever. It would move to this spot of the lungs. You would have the bar. You would not have the bar. I mean, it was like every moment was a different thing that was happening to my body. And in this, I know with this, the only way to make it through this, the best way to make it through anything that you get, I'm not saying I had the corona. I'm saying this is what I experienced because they won't test you, okay? But I know that what we need to do is not suppress the body, but aid the body in healing. Help the body along to help the body heal, right? We don't want to suppress. Because if you suppress, guess what you're going to do? You're not going to build your antibodies to have immunity against this. Okay. And then as we've learned, like ibuprofen, like there's scientific evidence on the ibuprofen and anti-inflammatories that were helping. I don't want to get into all the details of that, but it was helping the body communicate to create the spread of the virus more. So anyway, we don't want to do anything to suppress. We want to help the body heal itself. So that's what I was doing. And then but it's constantly was changing and moving in different directions. So I had to do different things at different times to best help my body. I was like, okay, what's going on at this moment? What do I need to do? It was that kind of thing. But I'm giving you the base of what I did. Okay. So I wake up on the 8th, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up from breathing so hard. I'm breathing so fast, so hard. My lips are white, my face is white, my lips are tingling, my face is tingling, my fingers are tingling, my whole body's, it's like, alrighty, do I need to go to the hospital? Do I not? Now let me go back at the beginning. I did call. Should I go get tested? Should I go to, and they're like, stay home. Okay. So I thought maybe I was doing a duty by testing to help the world know who has it and who doesn't. But so anyway, I wake up at 5 in the morning and I'm breathing so hard that I got woke up from that. My lips are white, my face is white, so I'm like, I don't even know if I should go to the hospital. Like, I mean, there's that fear. It's like, do you even go there? You know what I mean? Especially in my world, it's like there is, no matter what, we are human, and there's going to be that fear of going to the hospital and dying alone and the ending of what they told us, right? So it's like, do I want to continue to try to fight this myself? Because what I'm seeing is a lot of the medical profession didn't have a clue of what to do either. So it's like, do I trust my own judgment or do I go? Is it time to go? What do I do? So, I didn't have waves of anxiety about it. It was like I was totally calm through all this too, which was really weird because I've had anxiety issues. And when you can't breathe, you're going to have anxiety, and I was totally alone in this. Like I had the plague or something. Now I can understand some people like not coming around me, but that's a whole nother issue. So I was alone in this. So what do I do? So I decided, well, I'm gonna go to the salt room. It always helps me breathe better. So I went to the salt room, and 3 hours of sessions, come home. It's like I always felt even more like that would help things. But when I would go into the field and get oxygen from the air, I would feel even more. It was like even more better. It was like for some reason. So I did that, and it was like it wasn't getting better. Like it was barely a little bit. So it's like, I don't know what to do. So then I started taking these. I don't know if you could see that. There, I know it's backwards. Padarco Plus. And I'm telling you all. So I just started taking this because it was like I knew that the Z-Pack was helping some people. And my understanding of that, it was like, well, why would that be? Because, a virus is not helped by antibiotics, but a bacteria infection is helped by antibiotics. But so many of us have bad bacteria in our imbalance of bacteria in our body, our overgrowth of bad bacteria. I could see that the Z-Pack going in, getting rid of the bad bacteria would help your body get rid of something it had to deal with so it could better help yourself, right? That was my understanding. So I knew that this would go in and clear out my bad bacteria, help my stomach start to rebuild, and my gut bacteria and everything is at your gut, right? Plus, this is also antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. So it was like, all right. It also puts oxygen into your body, which is key, which I will get to. So I started taking that, and it was like I started to feel a little bit better. So for Thursday, the 9th, it was like I'm starting to feel better. The 10th, I'm starting to feel better, but I was very tired. Another thing with this, I never stopped moving. Like, even though I was tired, even though I didn't feel good, like I wasn't like running marathons, but I never laid there. Because if you lay there, you stop fighting, everything's going to settle. You cannot stop fighting with this. Okay? So, but the 9th and 10th, after I became really tired. Like, gosh, I'm just so exhausted. Almost like the beginning of it. I thought it was detoxing out, right? Could have been. So then then I'm really hot. Really hot. It's like, whew, I'm burning up. And another thing that happened to me was I felt like I was burning. Like I thought maybe I was from touching like jalapeno peppers, and it, like I'm on fire. Like I washed my hands a million times, even soaked them in water, and it wouldn't go away. And that was also on my neck. And then just like a day or so ago, I learned that's a symptom. People get this burning sensation, and it's supposedly the ending of it or whatever. All this weird stuff happens with it. Nothing, it's just weird. So anyway, I'm starting to feel worse. It's like, whew, I'm so exhausted. I don't feel good, blah, blah, blah. It's like maybe it's too much of this because I'm very sensitive. So yesterday, I pulled off everything. Everything. It was like, let's pull off everything and let our body rest. Because that's the way I am with naturopathic medicine. A lot of naturopathic doctors will give you 5 million supplements, and I feel like it stresses your body more. I try to really go with I don't like doing that. I understand that, and I don't like doing that. Oh, I forgot to tell you also that that see that tonic water and quinine. I don't know how you say that exactly. That is this and zinc is going through my world of doctors that is knocking it out, that they're saying is helping, let's not get in trouble here, helping with people that are feeling bad in today's time quickly. So what it's doing is this was used to like get rid of malaria. And you know that the other drug that there's, what is it? Trump's promoting malaria. This is a natural form of that. And then zinc is helping to put oxygen back into your blood, because as it's coming in to say that what is happening is that it's lowering the iron in your blood, causing lack of oxygen to go through the body. And what that's doing is making the lungs turn like glass. And that's why, in some instances, the ventilator could be harming versus helping. So, I also want to so anyway, well, I'll go ahead. So, aiding the body through this, so hopefully it doesn't go into a state of pneumonia or that state I just discussed, right? But also, two other things I learned, it was like some people were going to the state where they needed the ventilator, and then they were given antibiotics, because if it was a bacteria form of pneumonia, they could save you. So it was the question of, why is a viral infection turning either into viral pneumonia or bacteria form of pneumonia, right? And the answer is that the bacteria pneumonia is your body still continuing to fight, because your body inflames. That's where it's fighting the virus in your lungs, and it becomes sore, which causes scar tissue. When you have the scar tissue, bacteria forms on the scar tissue naturally to get rid of the scar tissue, which then promotes bacterial pneumonia. And then if you can use an antibiotic at that time, then it can save your life. Get it? If it goes into a viral form, that means your lungs didn't go into that formation of healing, and there's just no hope for you. Okay? Also want to say that biologists are tracking this country to country, because a virus mutates. That's like its purpose in life, is to mutate. So it is mutating slightly as time goes on. Why is this case different than this case? Why are we now seeing this? Why are we now seeing that there's this formation of, it's not going into pneumonia, it's going in this different form into the lungs, right? So my job is to keep up and understand and comprehend all this, and understand the best way to help people through whatever form of this that we're having, right? And if you can do that, right, if you can have that understanding and know how to handle it if you get it, then that should help ease you. That should help maybe to take away some of the fear, right? If you know how to deal with it. Right? So that's the only thing I know to do to help people right now. So I hope you understand everything I told you. I know it's a lot and quick. I am doing online sessions. I'm here for you if you need me to help you through this. My advice for you is, and why some people getting in it, some not, it's the immune system. It's simply the immune system. Like, I watched briefly, because I'm like at the point I can't even stand watching it no more. But where they were saying, well, how come some people get it, some people don't? And the mayor, Louisville, whatever, and they were saying that they were simply stating, well, it depends on the area you live. Your lungs might not be as healthy, or the food you eat, or blah, blah, blah. It's down to immunity, people. It's the state of your immune system. It's not genes. It's genes. You might have something that's weaker in your body than another from a gene, maybe. But if your immune system is where it needs to be, that's not going to be a problem. So our best defense in this is building the immune system. And then as it's mutating, what is seeming like the best defense for this is keeping the oxygen in your blood high, right? That's the best defense in anything, cancer, anything, any disease, is keeping an oxygenated blood system, body, so your cells can breathe, flow, and not have disease, right? So we want to oxygenate the cells. I wrote this down. So how do we do that? We don't want to have lack of iron in our blood. I'll tell you that one. So we want to, diet is crucial. Diet, if you look it up, everything's going to tell you diet, but that's why fear is so bad. Because if we go into a state of anxiety, the stomach's not functioning, you're not able to absorb the nutrients you need to keep an oxygenation in your blood. Get it? That's why it's like there's always, going into naturopathic medicine, it was like, okay, here's the science and facts of the body. Here's how to heal the physical body. That's simple. That's factual. You can look up, you can understand, you can put things together, you can research, you can use intellect to see the communication, the way the body functions, right? That's not so hard. I mean, that's possible to understand, right? It's difficult, but it's possible to understand. But the emotional body, it's like, because without the emotional body being where it needs to be, your stomach's never going to be where it needs to be. You're going to be in a state of anxiety. Your body's never going to function correctly. But it's like, how do we get rid of the trauma? How do we help people's emotional body, right? That's always the really interesting and fun part of healing, because who knows the answer? Who knows the answer? It's always a constant trying to understand, which is interesting. Once you figure it out, why is it interesting, right? So, but here we are in this, it's like, I'm looking around and I'm watching everybody. And I'm watching the reaction and the fear in the world. And it's like, ooh, it's like, it's like, really, how do you help with the emotional body and the trauma of the body? Because without peace and calm and calming down from this, how do I truly help you, right? Do you get that, what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, I could go like way into all that. But there's so much against anything that I say on that, because there's so much fear. So I don't even know how to begin to go there to help people through the fear of it, besides at least give you this part. I will, me, I'm going to start talking and going into the emotional part of the body and understanding, and either you will relate and understand what I'm saying to you, or you won't. It's all I know to do, right? So for now, I'm giving you this. I'm giving you ways to help the body if you are to feel ill. Ways to go through to help the body if you are to feel ill. What's going on and why it's going into pneumonia or this form or that form. What this really means. That there are ways to help yourself through this. That it doesn't have to end up in that state that we are most fearing. For me, when I hit that morning where I woke up and I was breathing really fast and my lips were white and da 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 da. What come in for me? There was fear, but there was also like, okay, it was like, if this is how I'm gonna go, I guess you will explain it to me why I'm going like this when I get up there and talk to you, God, right? That's what I went into. When this first happened, that's what I went into. It was like, all right, here we go. Because I trust so much this process. I trust that I'm here for a reason. I trust my communication with God. I trust. So even when it come down to feeling like this could be it, this could be the way I'm going to die, I still trusted. It was like, okay, I mean, it's all for a reason. Here we go. That's the way I dealt with it. Now, God gives us knowledge, right? He doesn't tell us to, He gives us knowledge to help us through things. But when it comes down to it, it's trust and the process. That's, and in trusting in that, that's where we don't have the fear. It's not trusting in what are you feeling in your soul? You know, what do you feel in your soul? What are you being told? Are you ignoring that because of fear? Because you're so consumed in what you're being told? I think we really need to check in with what feels right to us. Because for me, what I'm seeing in no way, shape, or form feels right to me. And it's like, what the I first said I put a video on my page today. I put it in Louisville Organic, and it confirmed everything I felt from the beginning of this. It was like every single thing I felt from the beginning of this, it confirmed it. It was like confirmation from God. You know, it was like, how do people think that I know this video is going on and on, but if you're still with me, you're needing to be. But it's like, how do people think that this is going to end? How is it going to end? The vaccine's not going to be for who knows how long. Do we even trust that? And then, so it's going to end with herd immunity. I mean, I said that from the beginning, and that freaks everybody out. But it's like, if you go out of the house, Angie, you know, you could be bringing it to your elders or so on. But the way I look at it is that people that are not over 60, you know, that are not extremely compromised, you know, we have a very little chance of dying from this. So, yes, there's those few, very few rare cases of healthy people that die, right? But to me, it's like the only way to slow it down is to get it. And if you get it, you build up antibodies and then it's not spread. If we all hide in fear and then go out into the world, we are still having that great chance of getting it because the mass does not have immunity, and you're going to continue to bring it back to the ones that are weak. So it's like, is it not our duty to like go out and face this fear so we can have the immunity, so we can have less chances of hurting the ones we love? Just saying, you know? And is it, I mean, and then the fear, how are you ever going to have immunity if you stay in the state of fear? And then the guilt, because anybody is going to feel it in their core that it is not okay to leave someone that's going through this alone. It's not. People could die going through this alone, okay? I mean, it's so weird and so transforming. Like the day, you know, I woke up at 5 a.m. I shouldn't have been alone, you know, and it's in me to not let that happen for someone I love. So I imagine that the guilt that people are holding by not standing up and going into fear and anxiety, that has got to hold on them, hurt the emotional body. And then we look at, even if we do make it through this, the post-traumatic stress that's going to come from being told all this, you know, being told that, yes, if you go out, you could die. You could bring this back to your family. You could die alone. You could die in a mass grave without a funeral. I mean, the stress of that. Then on top of the stress of not helping each other, the stress of the guilt, the stress of being alone, the stress of no touch, the stress of lack of love. What is the opposite of fear? Love. You know, I mean, it just. So anyway, there's my cup of tea for you. So I'm right here. Like, if you need me, I got you. You know, like weeks before this, it was like on research and what's needed and how this goes together and what's this and what's that, and the connection of many that are doctors and naturopaths and nurses and medical every. So I mean, I am up to date, y'all. I am with it. I got this. I'm here for a reason and I'm ready to do my reason. So if you need me, I got you. If you needed to discuss the fear, if you need, you know, like I got you. So, you know where to find me, right? www.Louisville Organic Wellness and Salt Oasis.com, 502-938-7685. Louisville Organic Wellness Center on Facebook, I think, and Guillaume Blunt on Facebook. I mean, there's many ways to find me if you need me. Peace out. Hope you got all that. Talk soon.